Should you buy the iPhone 8 in 2021? Can you still use it? Let's find out. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I have this iPhone 8 and let's have a look how this 2017 iPhone holds up in 2021 after almost 3.5 years. Yes, the iPhone 8 was released in September 2017 along with iPhone 8 Plus. And yeah, it was not like significant upgrade over the iPhone 7 except the glass back improved processor and slightly improved camera. And the glass back also made the wireless charging available, but other than that it's pretty much the same footprint like the previous iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. It was made more premium looking like the other trending phones at that time, which were these glass and metal backed phones, and yeah, it still looks very premium. Now you can get this thing very cheap, like less than $200 or around $200 for a used or refurbished one, which is a very good price for such a capable iPhone. I mean, it's still very fast with its Apple A11 processor, and also it is very good looking and premium phone still in 2021. So let's talk about the design first. It is for sure a good looking modern solid built phone and still holding up extremely well in terms of the design. It looks better than the SE 2020, which offers three colors: white, black and red, but this has silver, space gray, a beautiful gold and this red or product red color, and I think this is a limited color and it's actually hard to find nowadays. So I said that because the SE 2020 has completely same design, and some people even say that Apple has refurbished the iPhone 8 with more upgraded internals because both are exactly the same phones. The SE 2020 is slightly expensive than the iPhone 8 now, but on other side that has much improved processor and camera also. But overall, if you want to pick up between these two, you probably should go for the SE 2020 with spending some extra money, because in return you will get much faster processor and software longevity. The iPhone 8 will also be supported for a while, but yeah, this already got many software updates, so it will definitely not be supported as long as like the iPhone SE 2020. But if you are on a budget best fit for the iPhone 8, then there is no need for the SE2, because the iPhone 8 is still far away from being useless and you will not notice any major difference in performance and camera, especially if you are a general or average user and until you use them side by side. The screen sizes, you should be familiar with that because it is the same old style 4.7 inches LCD with runway like bezels and 750 resolution. It is what Apple calls Retina LCD, and it is true that this is very sharp, bright and color accurate. It also has True Tone, which looks good, but overall in 2021 screens have changed a lot. This clearly looks old school, but not for Apple, with selling this under the title SE 2020 still. But for general use it is still very suitable, especially considering the price. And also keep in mind when buying one, if the screen is original, not the second quality, because many refurbished phones come with inexpensive low quality panels, and to find out the difference between both you have to look at the colors and brightness. The original panel is much brighter and sharper than the other. Speaking of the performance, it has a A11 Bionic processor, and for reference the latest Apple processor is the A14 Bionic. So it is old enough, but it is holding up very well. Coupled with 2 gigs of RAM, it still pretty much can do anything the newer iPhones do, and there is no any slowdown or lag in performance, and you cannot see the difference until you use this with some new iPhones very side by side. So you shouldn't worry about the performance, at least for now, but it is getting old and with upcoming software updates it might suffer a little bit, but Apple processors are super efficient till the end of its life. Games play smooth without any lag, video editing is still fine, and other heavy tasks are still not an issue for it. But again, the SE 2020 has a 13 processor, which is way faster than this, and that is a 7nm chip, while this A11 is a 10nm chip, so there is a big difference. But for many people with general use, there is no any issue with the performance, and I think if you are one of them, you shouldn't upgrade mainly for the A13 processor. Speaking of the battery life, this is the biggest downside of this iPhone. It has a small 1821 milliamps battery, which is very little in 2021, and you cannot get a full day battery life at all, except the case if you use your phone very less throughout the day, like you just just use for some calls and messages and some light social media use. And if you use it heavily, you have to charge it twice or maybe more in a day. And also, if your battery health is 80% or below, you might be very frustrated with it as you will be having shutdowns. But if you replace the battery, then you will get up to 3 hours or more screen on time, which is still decent but not the best, because battery life has changed a lot and many budget and mid-range phones now have much better battery life. And the SE 2020 has the exact same battery size, so that also has below average battery life, although it has full battery health. So if you are a heavy user and you have issue with the battery life and you want more, then you can go for the iPhone 8 Plus, which has a much larger battery capacity, 2691 milliamps. Pretty confusing number, but yeah, that has much better battery life and also big size screen with 1080p resolution, a second lens for portrait mode, and an extra 1GB RAM. So this has 2 gigs while the 8 Plus has 3 gigs of RAM. But that also is more expensive than this, like $100 more or maybe less than 100. So the 8 Plus has kind of solved some of the issues in this phone, like battery life, camera, and performance also with extra RAM. But the size of this iPhone is very ideal to hold, like it fits in the hand and is more comfortable to hold and use than the much bigger iPhone 8 Plus. Speaking of the camera, it has a 12 megapixels standard camera and picture quality is very excellent. It's not like the SE 2020 camera, which is technically the same but with better processing. The images look better on that. But for people who want a normal camera with no extra features or gimmicks, this is still a good option. Yeah, it is good to have versatile camera setups with several options like ultra wide and zoom lenses and macro lenses, which makes like every situation easy to capture, and that is becoming the need for everyone, I think. But it also comes at a cost, and I think still a large number of people just don't want more complex camera systems and they just want to point and shoot a picture, and this camera is still one of them. It is capable of shooting 4K 60 frames video, and video quality is so good that I think any phone from 2017 just cannot compete with it. And it is so good that you can even use it for YouTube videos. The mic quality is superb and you get excellent audio as well. But again, if you use it side by side with another iPhone, then you may realize the difference. It is an old camera after all, and it suffers in low light, and also selfie camera is mediocre, but overall it's still a very good and usable camera. So should you still buy one? I would say that it's all up to you and your budget. If you have a very specific budget in this range and you just want the best value for the money in the iPhone lineup, then definitely go for it. It will not just disappoint you very soon, except the battery life, which is below average. Even if you have 100% battery health and you are a heavy user, and if you are a general user, then you may not have any kind of issue with the battery as well. And also you can go for the Plus one, which will even solve this issue along with better camera and even better performance with extra RAM. But other than that, it's still a beast in every department, like processor, the camera, the design, and feel in the hand. It also has a very fast, reliable Touch ID, which still works perfectly. And also it has a very loud, clear, crisp pair of stereo speakers, which I like a lot. It is also water resistant, has fast charging and wireless charging as well, and the colors are very gorgeous. So that's pretty much all about the iPhone 8, and let me know in the comments below how is your iPhone 8 holding up still. And again, thank you so much guys for watching. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the like. I will see you in the next one.